Well, Cypress brought some people.
The ref crew for tonight's game includes umpire James Brooks, head linesman Lowell Charles, line judge John Bellick II, back judge
Can you hear us in the truck?
Charles,
Hello.
referee Ronnie Brooks.
Can you guys hear us in the truck? Which one is mine? Am I on?
You are on.
Two?
We're happy to report that tonight's game is being live streamed at Live Play
Which?
Sports.
I'm on two. You're on this one.
What's that? What number is it?
Three.
Three?
Yeah. There's no talk back, I don't think.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Is it possible for us to grab an extra chair? We only have two. We have
You can have one.
Thank you.
Do you know if there's a flyover? No?
I don't know and I don't expect.
I think I remember that.
That was against Culver City.
Right. Kickoff. Just leave the Cypress one over here. You think if I mention R.C. Owens, anybody will know who that is?
That's a best 50% maybe.
One of the great receivers ever to play in the NFL. And nobody here will, because he went to Santa Monica.
I would include it.
I might throw it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody he goes up and leaps up and catches the ball.
Nice.
They used to alley-oop it to R.C. Owens.
Did you go to
No.
You're what makes the whole organization legit. I mean, it's very professional.
That's kind of
This is fast. It's about 6:54.
Okay. Anybody hear us back there in the truck?
I don't have a 30. I don't have a 6.
the possibility that they're talking about potentially canceling The Bachelor. They can't do that. I don't know. I don't know. Did they cue you last week?
Yeah, they can't. Yeah. There's no talk back.
Are we just supposed to go? They haven't had the anthem yet, right? I wouldn't go.
No, they did.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I was reading. Maybe you should go.
Captains for tonight's football game. From Cypress, Wally Patterson, Sherman Barajas, Alex Ashcraft, and Matthew Park. Samoa captains. Number 9, Hunter Staub. Number 33, Elijah Mole. Number 77, Chris LaGreco. Number 88, Brandon Ramos. Samoa Booster Club wants to thank our sponsors this evening, including Westside Vikings, youth football organization teaching scholar athletes to see it through. The Bike Shop, Santa Monica. Santa Monica will receive
Well, good evening, everybody. Live from Corsair Field here on the campus of Santa Monica College. High school week number 2. Santa Monica High School hosting Cypress. The Vikings coming in 0-1. And the Centurions out of the Empire League 1-0. Alongside Randy Rosenblum, I'm Darren Preston. Thanks for joining us on LivePlaySports.tv. Interesting matchup tonight. Cypress coming in 1-0 at the 36-3 win over Woodbridge, avenging their playoff loss from a year ago. Santa Monica shutout loss last week at the hands of Segerstrom, 39-0. But a lot of good athletes on both sides of the ball, each of these teams. Randy, particularly, we're going to see an outstanding quarterback for Cypress tonight. Number 8, Alex Ashcraft, who threw 5 touchdown passes to 5 different receivers in week 1. He looked great.
Yeah, he really did look good, Darren. And what you love, and you mentioned it, it was to 5 different wide receivers. And you hear the word spread attack or spread offense all the time. Well, that's the definition of it. Spreading teams out and throwing it to 5 different receivers for touchdowns. Ashcraft has been around for a while. He threw for over 2,000 yards and 15 scores last year, so he comes into game 2 with a lot of confidence. It'll be a rugged assignment for the defense of the Vikings. We'll see if they're up to it, but they will be severely tested.
Santa Monica coming out in their maize and blue. Cypress in the road white with black and orange. And Santa Monica will be working their offense left to right in this second ever meeting between these two programs. Last year going the way of the Centurions, 40-20, also in week number 2. Santa Monica out of the Ocean League with Hawthorne and Lawndale, amongst others. Culver City also in there. Empire League with Cypress, Pacifica, Tustin, Valencia, to name a few. Kickoff to Santa Monica. Ball is received at the 5-yard line, getting up to about the 15 for the Vikings. Melvin Hicks on the kickoff return, and he's up to about the 16-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will go to work. 1st and 10. Quarterback for Santa Monica, Leo Reynoso, a 6-foot senior.
Good leader, everything they wanted a quarterback. He's accurate, but they again love his leadership skills. They struggled with mistakes in week 1, but you figure with a young football team that the Vikings will do much better offensively tonight.
Reynoso under center, I formation, 1 receiver to either side, and Cypress a 5-man front from the pocket. Handoff around the edge and up to about the 26, right at the 1st-yard marker. A little shy of it, Reynoso on the carry.
Yeah, again, the ball faking ability of Reynoso. He came up a little hobbled there, but he put it into his fullback's belly, and it was a really good fake, and he was able to turn the corner and come upfield, and that's why he picked up the 9 yards. And Reynoso's got terrific speed, and if he can get to the perimeter, he'll do damage.
2nd and 1 for the Vikings. Ball sits at the 26. There's a handoff right up the middle. Not much that time. Cypress smelled that out quickly, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Dennis Acosta with the carry. No gain, 3rd down.
Yeah, Acosta ran into the middle of that front. Cypress is not a big football team either, but they're quick off the ball, and they get a lot of hats to the running backs and wide receivers. They love the skilled position athletes at Cypress. They think that's the strength of the football team, although it looked good at the defensive front on that last play. They really got off the ball well.
High formation again, 1 receiver to either side. It is 3rd down and 1 from the 26. Handoff around the left side, and the ball is going to be turned over. And Cypress, a defensive touchdown. Number 36, looks like, no, 35 for Cypress. Looks like Isaac Hurtado.
Yep, Isaac Hurtado, trying to pick up the 1st down. You like the fact that Dancy puts the head down. Again, talking about getting hats on the ball, and they got a hat on the ball. But great tackle by Craig, and he forced it loose. Hurtado picked it up, and Hurtado's a running back anyway, so he knows what to do with it and took it straight in. And when you're on the road and you want to make something happen early to get the jump on the home stand, and that home standing team's Cypress has been able to do that with a big takeaway and a quick 6.
Defensive touchdown in the first minute, 38 tonight, and Ian Detmer on for the PAT for the Centurions. The snap, the hold, and the kick splits the uprights, and Cypress wastes no time on defense on a 3rd and 1, a takeaway, and a return for 6 points for Isaac Hurtado. The PAT is good. 7-0 Cypress, a very quick start for the Centurions, picking up right where they left off a week ago.
Santa Monica, same story as a week ago. They made some mistakes that cost them, and then a young football team's going to do that. They're going to have to clean that up. They want to stay in this one against a Cypress team that's filled to the brim with confidence after destroying Woodbridge 36-3 in their opener.
Parks and Hicks back deep again for the Vikings, standing just inside the 10. Detmer will kick off from his own 40. 7-0 quickly on a takeaway and a touchdown for Hurtado, who Randy pointed out also serves as the running back for Cypress. Detmer kicking off. Centurions, 2007 CIF Southern Section champions, coming off a 6-5 year. Ball's picked up by Hicks and is clotheslined up around the 25-yard line. Initially it looked like it was going to be a decent return, but coming out of nowhere, Cypress kind of swarming in.
Kind of like what you see on the specialty unit from Cypress. They've been able to get down on coverage on the kickoffs both times, and it has not been easy for the Vikings to get real estate on those returns.
Well, again, on their own 26, Santa Monica try it again, this time down 7-0, 10-15 first quarter. We are on the Santa Monica College campus tonight. Hope everyone's having a nice week. 81 degrees tonight at kickoff. Had some thunder and lightning, hot weather all week, and a little action last night. There's the snap. It's going all the way back and scrambling now. Pass going to be incomplete, and I'll tell you, Reynoso, somehow or another getting to that football and getting rid of it.
Not only did he get rid of it, he got rid of it wisely. It's not like he threw it up for grabs. He had a gifted sophomore receiver in Donovan Parks in the area. He undershot him because of the duress, that pass rush, but a terrific effort by Reynoso. So they only turned the down marker over. It'll be 2nd down and 10, but it could have been 2nd and 20 or 25 because he was in a real bad situation.
Yeah, he was inside the 10, so pointed out, lucky to have a 2nd and 10 situation here. Again, I formation, one receiver to either side. Handoff, or is it a keeper? Reynoso keeps it on the option left. And swarm of Cypress defenders. Going to pick up a few yards, though, on that left sideline.
Have to be impressed with Reynoso and how long he holds on to the football with the option play. He took it into the line, tucked it down, went to the outside, and that late pitch to Dancy. Give Cypress some credit. They covered the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down, but excellent execution there by the quarterback of the Vikings.
Dancy, an all-around field player, 5'11", 210. Does some punting, also some linebacker play. Took the pitch that time. 3rd down and 3 for the Vikings. Got to get to about the 36, and up. Yeah, upended just right at the marker, maybe a little shy.
Well, that's their power game with Dancy, and he's a very strong player, and he got enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. He's a physical running back. He can run inside or outside, and Tony was able to take it to the outside. He's got a powerful burst. Very strong player, also play middle linebacker for Santa Monica, and he knew where the sticks were, and he was able to get enough yardage.
Just enough for Tony Dancy. Couple of carries on the 2nd series of the game for the Vikings. 3 minutes in, 7-0 Cypress. 2 receivers this time to the left. And Cypress contingent here wanting a pre-snap penalty, and they are going to get it. Looked like some movement there in the backfield.
Yeah, there was movement, and this has been the problem with the young football team. Some of the same mistakes that burdened them a week ago when they lost to Segerstrom against the Jaguars. But again, a young football team. And in week 2, Darren, we would expect that some of this will get cleaned up. And as the game goes on, expect better execution from the Vikings. I do like what I see from that fine quarterback, Leo Reynoso.
Move the ball back to the 31. It'll be 1st and 15 for Reynoso.
Yeah, they're going to run the ball probably 70% tonight. That's what they want to do, establish the ground game.
1st and 15. Reynoso under center, takes the snap, and the handoff, not going anywhere, probably losing yardage. Maybe a loss of a half a yard there. 2nd and long coming up.
Nice play by Matthew Park in the middle of the line, 75 in white. He's one of their best defensive performers, and he just went inside and disrupted the play. He's one of those guys that can really fill up a gap. 75, Matthew Park. He's 5'10" and 200 pounds, but he's got a terrific motor.
2nd down and 15 from the 31. 4 minutes gone here at Corsair Field. 7-0 Centurions. A takeaway for a touchdown and a whistle, and I believe the Vikings want to talk about it. So timeout. Santa Monica burns the first timeout of the game. 7-0 Cypress. 8 minutes to go. First quarter from Corsair Field on liveplaysports.tv. And tonight's broadcast brought to you by Prima Vista Tutoring Solutions. New kind of tutoring. It reaches kids where they are using today's technology. All online sessions are done by Skype, and the session is recorded so the student can go back and review at a later time. One-on-one group in-home online tutoring since 2011 with students from toddler to adults in college. And the founders have both civil engineer degrees. They'll give you the first hour free, easy online booking, no upfront costs or cancellation fees. And we provide session recordings for key problems and concepts. That's Prima Vista Tutoring Solutions. Darren and Randy with you from Corsair Field in Santa Monica, California. Quick defensive touchdown for Cypress, about a minute and a half in, by Isaac Hurtado on defense, and they lead at 7-0. Second series for the Vikings. And what does Santa Monica really have to do right now? I'd imagine got to establish some sort of running game.
Well, that's the name of their team, but they also have to execute. You can't make the kind of mistakes, turn the ball over, penalties. You know, they also had a ball loose in the backfield. So those kind of mistakes have really hurt them up. As long as they execute, they can get first downs.
Pitch in the backfield up to about the 34. And Tony Dancy again, his third carry up to about the 34. Again, the Vikings looking at a 3rd and long. Got to get to the 46.
And as a running team, as you all know, you can't fall behind the chains like this. This is not what the Vikings are all about. They want to be ahead of the chains, 2nd and 5 or 3rd and 2. But, you know, here you're looking at 3rd down and 12 yards to go, which is a much more difficult situation for them because they're not a passing unit.
Donovan Parks out to the right. High formation. Little play action rolling right. Reynoso, and throws incomplete. Looks like he wanted his tight end there, Ramos, excuse me. And it's incomplete, 4th down. And the Vikings will have to punt it away.
Tremendous pressure from the inside forced the hand of Reynoso. And Cypress, their defensive coaching staff has to be very pleased with the heat they're getting on Reynoso. But again, there you are, your 3rd down and long, 3rd and 12, and you're forced to throw the football. That's not your game. So the Vikings are going to have to do a better job of executing, cut out the penalties, and I think they just got hit with another one for an illegal participation. They're just struggling offensively. And you'll see that early in the season with a lot of high school football teams, especially a team like the Vikings who are so young.
Illegal substitution moves the ball back to the 29. Dominique Thompson back for Cypress, standing at about the 35. And Dancy, we mentioned an all-around field player, back to kick it away. And the hike, little side kick there. And Thompson actually going back a few steps. Going to let the ball roll out of bounds at about the 30. So you're going to have about a 41-yard kick thereabouts, unofficially. They're going to mark it at the 31. Call it a 40-yard punt for Dancy.
That's very good. I mean, and not only did he get good distance with it, he kept it away from Thompson, who's an outstanding return artist, and he takes a weapon away from Cypress and pins him back a little bit back to the 30 when they could have been close to the 50-yard line if it was a normal high school kick. That was a lovely job by Dancy punting the football.
All right, well, it took a few minutes, but our first look tonight at Alex Ashcraft, the quarterback for Cypress, 5'9" senior. 5 touchdown passes last week. Fades back, the pass looks to his right, has a man wide open, 45-40, 35-30, going to the house. He is gone. That's number 3 for Cypress. And that'll be Wally Patterson for the touchdown reception. He had 1 touchdown reception last week.
Just got open in the seam. They flooded the area. And you can see that he was not picked up. And that's what makes this team so good. Versatility across the board. All those different receivers. And he got wide open in the seam. And a busted assignment and an easy touchdown. And Cypress off to a fabulous first quarter start.
So Wally Patterson, his 2nd touchdown of the season, the 6th touchdown pass of the year already for Ashcraft. The hike, the kick, and that is good, or no good, excuse me, from Detmer. sails wide right, and it's 13-0. Cypress, still 6:50 to go in the first quarter.
Big plays early. They got a big one from Hurtado, then the long bomb there. And what's eerie about that, there's been injuries in the Vikings secondary, so there's a vulnerability back there, is how easy that Cypress made that look. And Ashcraft already with 6 touchdown passes in 4 quarters and a half. In 4.5 quarters, Ashcraft has 6 touchdown passes. And this is a gifted Cypress offensive football team, and they get the jump out on Santa Monica here, 13-0. They look very, very polished, and you see the difference in the execution level between the two teams in the first quarter.
70-yard touchdown pass. 6:50 to go in the first quarter. Ashcraft to Patterson. PAT no good. 13-0. One play on defense and one play on offense so far, and you already got a big Cypress start.
Big plays. You make the big plays, you're most of the time going to win the game.
Kick from the 40 from Detmer. It's a short, looks like a squibble kick, and Cypress says they recover it at about the 46. Let's see. No signal either way. And it looks like Santa Monica might have just been able to fall on it right at the 45. That's a little unexpected here, first quarter, but I guess everything's going your way. What do you got to lose?
Well, it was kicked hard into that front of the kick return wall, and it careened to the left. And there was a big pile up, and there was some opportunities there for Cypress to get it, but fortunately for the Vikings, they were able to fall on it. And this gives them good field position, some operating room to maybe open it up. I know they want to run the football and establish the ground game, but perhaps if they think about it, they may want to throw on first or second down.
From the 45, handoff again. Oh, getting through the line there across midfield. That's some nice running there by Dancy, breaking some tackles and getting across midfield.
Well, maybe you don't want to throw it on first or second down when you have Tony Dancy, because you saw the power there of Dancy. Looked like it was going to be a loss, and instead he turned it into a 6-yard gain.
Cypress not wrapping up that time. 2nd down and 4. Vikings finally in Centurion side of the field, 49-yard line. Philip Lopez, the new quarterback for Santa Monica, and he pitches right. Dancy doing a little bit of footwork. He's up to the 47, gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 2 coming up.
Love the cutback ability of Dancy. He started to the right and cut it back into the middle. He's a workhorse for them, and you can see that he's built solidly. Physical skills, he can hit you at the point of attack and bull his way forward. He's just a major force on both sides of the football, and he also punts, just does everything for this Viking football unit.
Ramsey Lambert, quick to pull the plug tonight on Reynoso, as Philip Lopez under center. Done a lot of defensive work in the past. Lopez handoff to Dancy, and this time the pursuit is there. And Dancy is going backwards into his own side of the field. I may give him forward progress to the 49, but either way, Hurtado with the tackle, and it is 4th down.
Yeah, Isaac Hurtado off to a terrific start. He had the fumble recovery for the touchdown, and he sniffed that play out. He would not let Dancy get to the outside. And right now, the Vikings are one-dimensional. They have no passing game, and it's tough to be one-dimensional and move the football. They're looking at 4th down. We'll see if they go for it. They're at the 49-yard line of Cypress, and they need about 3 or 4 yards. So they may go for it here. I think now they're going to elect to punt it.
Dancy in punt formation. And the punt is high, and it'll be caught at the 19 and dropped. Let's see, this would be a big break for the Vikings if they do recover. They don't. Cypress fortunate to recover right around the 20-yard line. Dominic Thompson falling on it.
Yeah, that is the break that could have been for the Vikings after Thompson muffed the punt. Dancy's done a great job with both punts. He got 41 yards on the first one, and he had terrific hang time there, and that was not an easy punt for Thompson to field, and he muffed it and nearly lost the ball. Now it's a major test again for this young defense of Santa Monica. They just got hit with a big play. Let's see if they can bounce back on this next series of downs.
Ashcraft out of the gun, rolling left, throws, got Thompson at the 33, got some grass ahead of him, up to about the 43 on a nice gain from scrimmage on a first down for Cypress. Melvin Hicks with the tackle, up to the 43.
Well, the moving pocket. And Ashcraft, you let him move in that pocket so he can have extra time, and he throws well on the run. And Thompson's a big-time target, and he got wide open.
That's a gain of 23 yards for the Centurions. They lead at 13-0, 3:50 and counting, first quarter. Again, shotgun, rolling right. Very mobile quarterback. He led the team in rushing a week ago. Ball's complete at the 40 and up to the 33-yard line. And that's Wally Patterson. Excuse me, that's Crenshaw.
Another first down. Ashcraft is 3 for 3. And again, the receivers are getting wide open. And it's a collective unit. Very skilled position players for Cypress. They're in Division 9. The Vikings are in Division 10, so the Vikings are actually playing up here. You can see why this is a Division 9 football team. They're very, very talented.
So a gain of 23, then a gain of 24. Shotgun rolling left, now changed his field. Throw on the run, right sideline. Nice catch, but I believe out of bounds, yeah.
What a grab by Thompson. What hands, you're right. I think he's out of bounds, but he showed the glue on those mitts there. That was a magnificent reception by Thompson. Again, Ashcraft moving in the pocket. Some heat there for the first time, and that's a wonderful catch. Just missed getting that foot down.
In addition to his 5 touchdown passes last week, he was the leading rusher, Ashcraft was, in the 36-3 win. He had 40 yards on the ground. They obviously went to the air a lot in the 36-3 win, but did his thing on the ground, and he's very mobile tonight again. So he got trips to the left. Shotgun formation, second down, pass, short side of the field, right sideline. That's caught. First down yardage for Cypress inside the 20.
Well, they're giving those receivers a lot of respect. They're playing 5, 6, 7 yards off of Thompson, and he just took what the defense gave him, which was a first down, and they continue to move the football in the air. You mentioned Ashcraft's ability to run. He rushed for over 500 yards last season. Again, a very talented, experienced quarterback, and that experience and execution level is at a very high rate for the Centurions.
Justin Platt bringing him down, but not before a first down reception. Back to pass, a lot of time, steps up into the pocket and scrambling. Ashcraft going to go down about the 19. And Brandon Ramos, the defensive end, will bring Ashcraft down.
Yeah, and Mole and Ramos, there's 2 really good defensive ends for the Vikings off the edge. And Ramos there, the senior, stayed at home, and he wouldn't let Ashcraft go right up the middle after he started to move upfield and made a sparkling play defensively.
2nd and 10, approaching 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Centurions looking to build on the 13-0 lead, and there is a fake left, but give it to number 3 right there, and that would be Wally Patterson for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Nice fake to the left, and Patterson ends up taking it.
Well, it's the first time they went to a misdirection look, and that misdirection, you can see it right here, completely baffles the defense. Most of the defenders went one way, and Patterson went the other. Sidesteps one at the 5-yard line and walks in. 2 early touchdowns for Patterson. He's caught one, and now he runs one in. Big plays again for Cypress, and they are playing beautiful offensive football.
19-yard touchdown run for Patterson. His 2nd TD in the first quarter makes the score 19-0. Less than 2 minutes to go. Still in the first quarter. And Hurtado will, Detmer will kick. No, there's going to be a penalty, first of all, on Santa Monica. So move it up
They might go for 2 now, Darren.
Yeah.
They moved it up, and the way they're executing and the way they're moving the football, you know, that coaching staff, they have to be exceedingly confident. Rick Feldman is the head coach, and he's been an offensive coordinator before he was a head coach. He thinks offense, and certainly they'll go for it.
The backs are split, going for 2 at the 1.5-yard line. Handoff right near the goal line. And I think the Vikings might have stopped them. Yeah. So the 2-point conversion is no good. It is 19-0 Cypress. 1:56 to go first quarter. They've had some big plays in this opening quarter.
Yeah, big plays. They've done everything well. I mean, their defense gets them a touchdown, and their offense has had it twice and scored easily. Once on the one big play to Patterson, and then methodically throwing the football and using the legs of Ashcraft to move his pocket and give him additional time. Very, very impressive display offensively in the opening quarter by the visitors.
Well, there's an injury on the field. Santa Monica, a player is down around the goal line after the 2-point conversion failed by Cypress.
And his team, including the trainer, Darren Waters, and the student staff.
And now getting up. It looks like number 14 there, Dwayne Davison, is getting up and trying to run off under his own power.
Well, that's a good sign. Fortunately, he's okay. And if you're able to trot off like that, normally you'll be able to return to the lineup. And you always hold your breath when you see one of these young guys go down like that, especially, you know, on a play where everybody was converging on that, you know, short run for 2 points. And it's good to see him get up and run off under his own power. Well, this is a bit of a gut check now for Santa Monica.
Yep.
They lost big last week. You know, you're down early. They need something positive to happen. They don't necessarily need a touchdown, but they need to move the football a little bit to give themselves some confidence and some rhythm.
All right, so again, Detmer will kick off for Cypress. Visitors in the white uniforms. This time the kick downfield. It'll be picked up around the 8. And this is Melvin Hicks centering the football up to about the 20-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will go to work. We understand that Reynoso was shook up a little bit a couple possessions ago, so he was replaced. So it'll be the second series, perhaps, for Philip Lopez.
Yeah, it is Philip Lopez, the senior quarterback, and now you really feel bad. Now, as an offense that was struggling to execute anyway, you lose your starting quarterback. Hopefully Leo can get back in there, and it's going to be tough. You got a backup quarterback in there against a Cypress team that is really hunkering down defensively and is exuberant about playing football.
High formation from the pocket, pitch right, change direction. Dancy trying to get around the edge, and Thompson and a few other Centurions swarming, and that'll be a loss for the Vikings. And no gain at best, but Dancy might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage, and a penalty marker on the field.
Well, they're obviously keying in on number 24. He's seeing the football almost exclusively, and that time Thompson was waiting for him. You know, he tried to use that straight arm to get away from him, but by Thompson holding him up, it gave an opportunity for 3 or 4 other of the visitors to come in and greet him. It's been very difficult for the Vikings to move the football. Yeah, well, they lost the yardage. They probably would have refused the penalty if it was on Santa Monica anyway. But again, it's tough without a passing game. You know, and you don't know about the passing game with the backup quarterback Lopez in there. So he's going to get tested, and this offense is going to be severely tested.
So wave the flag, and the Vikings will go to work just inside the 20. Handoff, looking for an opening, and it's just not there.
Well, it's Dancy left, it's Dancy right. Now it's Dancy up the middle, and they're always seemingly waiting for him. You know, if you're on defense, you don't have to be a Phi Beta Kappa student to know that number 24 is going to get the ball and you can key on him.
Yeah, that's what Ramsey Lambert wanted to do a lot tonight, control the ground game, obviously run that clock, keep the ball out of Alex Ashcraft's hands as much as possible, but a defensive touchdown, a quick touchdown pass, and a nice drive later, and Vikings down 3 scores in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you got good receivers too, and Melvin Hicks and that sparkling sophomore, the 5'5", Donovan Parks, just a great kid who plays both ways, is going to be a great player here. So you got the receivers. If you can get some time and maybe protect this senior quarterback, the backup signal caller, maybe he can make some things happen.
Second time out of the game called by the Vikings. They are in another 3rd and long situation after the timeout. So Ramsey Lambert try to dial something up here to get a much needed first down 19-0 here in the first quarter. Not a good opening week for the Vikings and off to a similar start tonight.
Well, they're playing a team that's in a higher division. So, you know, you got to give Santa Monica credit for scheduling a Cypress, who's a Division IX team, and you're a Division X team. That's one thing. Now you come in here with injuries and a young football team. There's some talent at Santa Monica. It's just going to take a little bit of a, while, maybe a couple more games to get everybody on the same page, and they've run into a buzzsaw. I mean, you look at the way Cypress is playing offensively. They're flawless. They're like a machine, and they just spread it around, and it's a veteran offensive football team with a very good offensive line to protect Ashcraft, and he makes it look easy.
So 3rd and 9 from the 21. Lopez going back to work out of the timeout. One receiver to either side, going to keep the ball. Lopez across the 25, but well short of the first down. Had to get to the 30. And I would imagine the Vikings, this area of the field, got to get rid of it. 4th and 4 as we go under a minute.
Well, the punting has been one of the best attributes for the Vikings in this first quarter. Dancy's already had a couple lovely punts. Number 24 will be called upon to do it again. Like I said, he is Mr. Versatility on campus at Santa Monica.
Thompson standing at the 41. And Dancy will punt from his own 15 as the ball sits on the 26. Flag goes in the air. This is a bad punt, short punt that'll just die at the 47, but there is a penalty flag that went up early. It was only for the roll that made it a 21-yard punt, but again, we'll see about the flag. And that'll be an illegal procedure call against the Vikings.
Well, they're going to take the football. They got great field position, so there's no reason to take that infraction.
21-yard kick, and the Centurions will go to work again from the Santa Monica 47. Already up 19-0, closing seconds of quarter number 1 here at Corsair Field.
Well, it's a tough drive from Anaheim to come to Santa Monica for Cypress, but right now they're living high and mighty and feel pretty good about themselves. It was a warm afternoon. It's a lovely evening here in Santa Monica, California. But for Cypress, what's so impressive is the way they execute on offense and how they spread the ball around to the different receivers.
Ashcraft. Handoff on a draw coming short side of the field, left sideline, trying to keep his feet inside the sideline as Isaac Hurtado runs.
Well, this guy's a beast. This guy's a physical beast. He's already got the touchdown on defense when he picked up the fumble. Plays hard, fast learner. 35, one of the leaders of Cypress, Hurtado. And you know, now here's a situation where the passing game has set up the running game. So now they're able to run the football after establishing the aerial assault.
Now the first down yardage that the Centurions have been getting has been incredible here in the first quarter. Another 18-yard pickup, this time on the ground. be ball at rest on the 35-yard line of Santa Monica. 1st and 10. Man in motion. Out of the gun. Handoff Hurtado. Eludes one would-be tackler. And up to about the 33. And a very late flag going up in the air with 6 seconds to go in the quarter. That looked like a flag after the tackle.
Well, it looks like Rick Feldman says we've established the passing game. Let's work on our ground game. It's early in the year. We have a shortened field. Let's just pound the football.
Yeah, the timing of that penalty, one would think personal foul came in very late. And that will be a personal foul on Cypress. I believe that was their first penalty of the game. They'll back up.
Well, they may go back to the air now because now they're behind the chains, and this should open it up for Ashcraft to throw the football.
Now that's a 13-yard penalty, so move it back to the 48 of Samo, and 2nd and 23. Just 6 seconds to go here in this opening quarter. That's been all Cypress on the road, 19-0. They'll roll the clock. In fact, we're not even going to have another snap to the first quarter. So what a first quarter it was for the Centurions. Disaster first quarter for Santa Monica, kind of going the similar way as we saw for each of these teams last week, and it's 19-0 in favor of Cypress. To watch on liveplaysports.tv.
Visit our website today and book your first hour free. Start by choosing your location and the type of session that you'd like. Select your tutor, followed by the date and time that suits your schedule best. Then just fill out our simple booking form with your contact information and click Request Booking. You'll then receive a tentative confirmation email from us, followed by a final confirmation. And that's it. See you there.
Online tutoring is each session is recorded so the student can go back and rewatch the session. Booking is easy. Just go to their website at primavistatutoring.com. At Prima Vista Tutoring Solutions, there are no upfront costs and no cancellation fees. New students get their first hour free, so check out primavistatutoring.com. Darren Preston, Randy Rosenblum with you as we go to quarter number 2 from Santa Monica College. Cypress 19, Santa Monica nothing. And the Vikings still looking for their first points of the 2017 season, having gotten shut out last week, 39-0.
And they've lost Leo Reynoso, dinged up his knee. We don't know how severely. And that's 6 starters that have gone down in 5 quarters. So that's a rough start physically for Santa Monica.
Ashcraft back to work, and short little play up to the 41. Elias Rios. Ball carrier up to about the 41, 6'4", 190. Missed last week against Woodbridge. Also a baseball player, had a USA baseball event back in North Carolina. Gets the first play of quarter number 2.
Makes it more manageable on 3rd down after that game.
Gain of 8. 3rd and 15. Ashcraft looking, scrambling, throws downfield, got a man, and it looks like a completion inside the 15, or just outside of it. And again, Rios.
Yeah, just down and out. That's an experienced wide receiver against a young secondary. Ashcraft doing a beautiful job of stepping up in the pocket, and a wonderful catch on that sideline by number 7.
So a 3rd and 15 play to the 15-yard line of Santa Monica, knocking on the door again.
See, they're able to overcome the long penalty because of the ability to throw the football. Again, they have a terrific offensive line, but Ashcraft is the trigger man. He's got so much mobility, and he's just on target. And when he's not on target, kind of misfired on that last one. He's helped out with the great receiver, Rios, making the catch.
Ashcraft throwing to his right. That'll be a gain of 5 right at the 10, or you're going to say no catch, incomplete. Let's see. Ball was skidded off the dirt. So back to the 15, 2nd and 10.
That pass is ruled incomplete. Number 5 for the attempt.
2nd and 10 from the 15 for Cypress. Pass intended for J.J. DeFazio. Rios in motion to the right. Backs are split. Shotgun formation for Ashcraft. Looking for Rios. Corner of the end zone. It's going to be intercepted by the Vikings.
Hicks with a terrific play. Melvin Hicks, we talked about him as a wide receiver and kick returner. But he had wonderful position on Rios, had him blanketed, and he knew where the football almost looked like Ashcraft was throwing it to Hicks. Hicks looks like the wide receiver here. This is wonderful secondary play, and it's a play that Santa Monica definitely needed. Wonderful play
Kept his
by
foot in.
Hicks.
Kept 1 foot in. And Hicks gets the touchback for the Vikings. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. And the Vikings will give it another shot with 10:52 to go before halftime, down 19-0. High formation, Lopez. Hand off to his up man across the 25. Maybe the 26. 2nd down, mid-range.
Yeah, Acosta's another physical back. They like all the running backs at Santa Monica. And to the credit of the Vikings, they're not going away from what they do best, and that's run the football. And just because they're down 19-0 after that interception, I don't sense panic. So you go back to what you do best, run the football, and you saw that from Acosta there with a good 1st down game.
Timeout by Cypress, their first. Santa Monica with 1 timeout left. 10:41 to go, 2nd quarter, 19-0 Cypress. 3 scores, 3 touchdowns in the 1st quarter. Rick Feldman in his 4th year, head coach of Cypress. Record of 17-16, coming off a 6-5 year last year. Made it to the CIF playoffs, fell to Woodbridge, but exacted that revenge. Game number 1 last week, 36-3. Located in the Anaheim School District. There's another handoff. 2nd and 9.
Back to Dancy, who's been the workhorse. He's a big physical guy, and they'll work him between the tackles. Right now, Santa Monica's thinking about getting some 1st downs. They're not thinking about big plays and touchdowns. They're thinking about moving the chains and building some confidence.
All right, Lopez from the 26-yard line, 3rd down. And trying to push towards 1st down yardage, but did he get it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, just did get it.
Yeah, physical work. Dancy again. And he's a guy that's going to get you extra yardage. You know, he again knows where the sticks are, and that's a great sign. That's Santa Monica's game. Good gain on 1st down, another gain on 2nd, push the sticks on 3rd, turn the down marker over.
Vikings have had just a couple of 1st downs in the game. Get one there from Dancy. Two receivers to the left. Dancy in the backfield, backup quarterback Lopez under center. And another handoff to Dancy, trying to get around the edge, looking to change his field, but going to be wrapped up for a loss.
Caleb Craig, number 9, came in and completely derailed the play. Craig's the guy that forced the fumble. Remember, Hurtado picked it up and ran it in. Well, it was Craig that made the hit early that forced that fumble that turned into a Hurtado score, and there he made the play. Caleb Craig's really running well to the football.
Yeah, correction on the ball carrier. That was Dwayne Davison for Santa Monica. He got injured in that first quarter at the goal line after the 2-point conversion, so he's back in there running, but wrapped up at the 25. And a handoff up the middle to about the 35. Eddie Saldana, the ball carrier this time for Santa Monica.
Defensive line doing a better job getting off the ball and creating some creases for the running backs. And I'll tell you, Saldana hit it up there quickly and found that hole and motored downfield. That was a good job by the offensive line and maybe a better job by the running back Santana getting through that little crease.
Saldana, 5'10", 187, a junior. And a punt formation this time, not enough for the first down. Dancy gets rid of it. Ball is going to be caught at the 29. Thompson trying to get around the edge. Penalty flag on the field. Up to about the 43, trying to change his field again, but brought down at the 46. 17-yard return. However, there is a penalty flag.
It'll be a block in the back, and this return from Thompson will come back. Acosta made the play defensively, but there was a block that you might have been able to pick up that was in the back, but that'll retreat the forces of Cypress. But again, Thompson's electrifying in the open field, number 20, and it's fun to watch. But again, it's a return that's coming back.
And Joseph Becerra also in on the tackle for Santa Monica, but as you pointed out, going to cost Cypress some yards here.
Darren, these teams are really fortunate to play in these conditions. It was so warm today. Some games in the Valley were called off because of the heat. There was also a fire in Southern California. Might have disrupted some of the games, but here it's still warm, but the playing conditions, and there's that sea breeze, very, very nice at Corsair Stadium.
Trips to the right, couple of receivers to the left. Empty backfield for Ashcraft. Shotgun formation. Ball deflected, and boy, Elijah Mold, after the deflection, had a minor chance there. Ball was a little closer to him to pick it and put it in the end zone, but.
Yeah, Elijah Mold was technically really sound as a defensive end. He's a guy that's played some defensive end and tight end. Another player that has that terrific motor, and he was able to bat that ball up, and had he caught it, he would have had a touchdown.
He's kicking himself. I mean, it was a little bit far from his body, but he had a nice deflection, and clearly it would have been a pick six, but just could not get there in time. So second down, again, three receivers to the right, this time one man set, rolling to his right, short throw, pass is caught at the 25, stumbling up to about the 29, Caleb Craig with the reception. 5'9" senior, brings up third down.
Again, this is such a difficult offense to defend because of this quarterback Ashcraft. He just spreads the field. You've heard of the spread offense, of course, but because of his ability to move in the pocket, you can do so many different things with your attack. And Ashcraft is almost indefensible. The way he moves in that pocket and buys additional time and how he sees the field.
Third down and a short four shotgun. Again, Ashcraft looking left, throw towards the long side of the field, far sideline. Ball is caught for first down yardage. Dominique Thompson on the reception, and as we expected, big factor.
Yeah, Thompson's their best receiver. He caught 5 in their opening game. He's just a talented guy. Whenever you need a third down conversion, you just get the sense that if he has to get one, it's going to Ashcraft, number 20, Ashcraft's going to throw to number 20, Thompson. He really has full confidence in that veteran receiver.
First down yardage to the 38 of Cypress. They lead at 19-0. No scoring as of yet in the second quarter. But Cypress has it, and Ashcraft trying to move the troops again. There's a pass into the flat area, caught up to about the 43. A little decoy action there, and throws to the left for Thompson.
Yeah, again, because of the respect that Thompson is getting, and I mentioned it early, there's such a big cushion there. They're just going to take the yards. I mean, it's just almost like a simple run play. They're just tossing it out to him. And, you know, because those DBs are so far out, he's going to get 5-6 yards on all those short passes at minimum.
2nd and 5, Cypress. Half of the second quarter gone. Rolling again to his right, ball caught. And across midfield, there goes the helmet of Rios. About the 46-yard line. Again, nice yardage. Rios losing his helmet, but again, making a big play, frankly, for Cypress.
Yeah, well, he's a good receiver as well, and they didn't have him, as you mentioned, last week, and he was doing his thing playing baseball. You see the helmet ripped off, but look at that determination. Despite losing the helmet, Rios was still running downfield, and you love it in the sense that he's still playing football. You don't like it from a perspective of you can get banged up doing that. But you can't stop. You know, you got to play football, and that's what he did.
1st and 10 from the 46 as the Centurions go into Samo territory. Cypress using several weapons tonight, not just Thompson. Rios, one example of that. Handoff to the left. Hurtado up to the 40, across the 40, trying to spin his way, get a couple of more yards after contact. And there is a penalty flag on the field. It appears to be on the Centurions.
Yeah, it'll be a hold, and it'll be, you know, a situation where they'll wipe out a nice run by Hurtado. You know, Cypress has the Vikings back on their heels because they've established this great passing attack, and so they can run the football. That time they're ticketed for the holding foul, but you've got to be impressed with Cypress. You know, you just sense that Santa Monica is holding on for dear life here in the opening half.
That'll negate the nice run by Hurtado, who had a big first quarter. Moved the ball back to the 47. Back into Cypress territory.
It's almost like Cypress is testing themselves. You know, how far behind the chains can we get and still make the first down? But they have the ability to overcome this kind of down and distance because of their passing attack. You look back at the numbers from a week ago, and Ashcraft was 14 of 17 for 215 yards and the aforementioned 5 touchdowns. You know, one of the things we failed to overlook is his accuracy. We talk so much about his ability in the pocket to move around, but when his receivers get open, and they're getting open, the ball's there.
Well, a timeout on the field. Each team now with one timeout in these final 5 minutes and 16 seconds of the first half. And yet to see any scoring in the second quarter. 19-0. 3 rather quick touchdowns tonight for Cypress. Been an uphill battle since. We have seen a couple of signs of life for the Vikings, namely the nice pick in the end zone. And let's face it, you know, the Centurions had a big opportunity there to go up 4 scores in the red zone, but nice play by Hicks, keeping that foot down, and I feel like Santa Monica is still kind of hanging on.
Yeah, I think that kept them in the game.
Yeah.
You go 4 scores down, you almost have to shut Cypress out the rest of the way, have your team come back with a backup quarterback. That's a big ask, you know, with the injury to Reynoso. So, yeah, you're right. They're just hanging on, and they're going to have to try to stop Ashcraft here. They got an opportunity because it's 1st and very long, but you know, with those receivers, he can flood areas and find creases in the zone.
Centurions from their own 47. There's a flea flicker down the field. Got a man. It's caught at the 12. Brought down just shy of the goal line. The old-fashioned flea flicker. Dominique Thompson all the way down the field for a gain of 51 yards.
Wonderful. And I go back to it, execution. You're talking about double reverses and flea flickers. Hurtado started it, but the ball movement was so good, and then the accuracy of the throw from Ashcraft, the long ball, you'll see it from this angle, the reverse and then the throw, and it was lovely.
Flicker from Patterson. Patterson flicked it back, and Thompson down the field. First and goal from the 2. Handoff, off tackle, and not much, if anything. Maybe to the 1, but still shy of the goal line. Second and short. Looks like Kyle Kuntz had the carry there, the senior.
Yeah, Kyle's normally an outside linebacker, but he's a physical guy. Not a big guy. He's only 5'8" and 165, but he's physical. So in these short yardage situations, Kyle Kuntz will come in and try to burrow in for a couple yards, or in this case, a short touchdown. But good job by the defensive front of the Vikings denying him there.
All right, be 2nd and 1. Cypress going to go up 4 scores. Handoff and stuffed. That'll be for a loss. Elijah Mold right through the line for a loss, and it'll be 3rd down. So this is the 2nd time that Cypress has had the ball in the red zone. This one obviously very deep. Santa Monica looking for another stop. 3rd and goal from the 2.
Stephen Alexander, Mole was there, but Stephen Alexander, 61, busted it up with a great display of physicality, and Kuhn's lucky he was able to hold on to the football. See if Reynoso handles it here. You got to think you get him moving, give him an option whether to run or throw. Number 8, get him outside. Ashcraft, get him an opportunity to run or throw the football.
All right, he's got Ashcraft. He's got 2 receivers to the left. Ashcraft out of the gun. Man in motion. Pitch to the left and going down quickly. Tony Dancy, linebacker, busting in. Kyle Kuhn dropped around the 8-yard line. Boy, this has been a heck of a defensive hold for Santa Monica. 4th and 8. Again, these are the kinds of things that are kind of keeping them in the game. Otherwise, 4-score deficit would be a tough time, and see about a field goal here for Cypress.
How about the mentality of Dancy, playing both sides of the ball, making big play after big play?
Crenshaw the hold for Detmer. This is a 25-yard attempt. It's blocked. The kick is blocked by Santa Monica's Melvin Hicks. Looks like, or Donovan Parks. Parks came in, rather.
Yeah, Donovan Parks is that super sophomore who's made plays, and he didn't play much in the secondary. There was injuries, and they put him in the secondary last week, and he did a nice job. He's playing both sides. And you see number 5 come right through, unblocked, to get his arms up and reject that kick and hold him at 19. So that's 2 possessions in a row where it looked like Cypress was about to seal the game in the first half and blow out the Vikings. But you get a great play from Hicks, and now a terrific play from Donovan Parks, that gifted sophomore.
Yeah, a game that could very easily be 29-0 or even more right now for Cypress. It's still 19-0 as Santa Monica will have a 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line with 2:27 to go. And let's see about some Viking offense here. Got to kind of run a 2-minute drill. If you're Lopez out of the gun, the backs are split, throw to the left side, and air mails it over the head of Melvin Hicks.
Yeah, that's one that he'd like to have back. Yeah. He had Hicks available, but Phillip got a little bit too much air under that. You got to think that he's really pumped up. He's been the backup quarterback. You have an injury to Leo Reynoso, and he comes on, and he's thrown into duty against a good Cypress team. But now he's asked to do some things with his team down by 19 points.
2nd and 10 from the 23. Under center, Lopez, handoff up the middle, minimal yardage. Dancy, maybe a yard.
Well, when we talked to Ramsey Lambert, he mentioned we want to go 70-30 running to throwing, but they've only thrown it a couple of times in the entire half. And again, it's tough to be one-dimensional and move the football. So somehow, if they're going to erase this 19-0 deficit, they got to throw the football effectively at some point.
Give him 2 yards on the play. 3rd and 8 from the 25. Hicks out wide left. Big play for Santa Monica here with 1:35 to go. Option coming this way. Lopez with the pitch. and out to about the 40-yard line and getting first down yardage. And I'll tell you, Dwayne Davison's showing some major grit in the second quarter. This was a guy that was flat on his back after that two-point conversion.
Yeah, Davison's fast. He showed some speed running into the outside. And you liked how tough Lopez was running that option, willing to take the hit before he delivered the ball to his trailing running back.
From the 38, 1:22 to go before halftime. Big series if the Vikings can get on the board, down 19-0. Lopez looking down the field to his right. Man out there, one-on-one coverage, incomplete. Lopez throw incomplete around the 32.
Thompson with excellent coverage. He's all over the football field. He obviously is one of the stars of this Cypress football team, and he was not going to let the Vikings hit for the big play.
That was Hunter Staub out there for Samo. Thompson on the coverage. Plays both ways, as a lot of these guys do. 1:17 to go. 2nd and 10. And there's a handoff, and the ball is on the ground on a fumble. Cypress football, and that is exactly what the Vikings did not want. Cypress will take over around the Samo 35 on a very poor connection on the handoff.
Yeah, it was a blitz. They were coming. They had extra defenders moving in, and they flooded the area, and there was no chance. The ball's put on the ground and recovered.
Omar Benkarain.
Yep, Omar got it, and that's a huge recovery. And you know, with the short field starting at the 35, this is a great opportunity again for Cypress. The last 2 times they've come down the field, they've been stopped near the goal line by this tenacious Viking defense.
1st and 10, another chance for Cypress. 70 seconds to go before halftime. Hurtado spinning his way and getting up to about the 27. Some big yards on first down on the ground, a gain of 8, under a minute to go.
Yeah, again, it's a veteran team, and they know how to run the quick offense.
2nd and 2. Ashcraft again out of the gun. Going to have to hurry somewhat here. Rolling to his left. Ball complete at the 19. Running down the sideline. Nobody brings him down into the end zone. Touchdown reception. Dominique Thompson gets in the end zone again. And that is an absolute backbreaker for the Vikings.
Yeah, you lose the ball. You turn it over late in the half. And this is what a veteran team will do. They'll make you pay. And there's that combination of Ashcraft to Thompson. Oh, it's money, and it's big-time money. And that was quite a dance on the sideline. You can't arm tackle Thompson. He'll break tackles. He'll get you those yak yardage after he makes the reception. Terrific combination and a great run after the catch.
Crenshaw holds for Detmer. The kick is up and good. And a big finish to the first half for Cypress. And just when Santa Monica had a little bit of momentum, a chance with the football, had a great defensive stop on the goal line, had the ball, had a chance at the very worst to have a 0-0 quarter. Fumble, bad connection, and a great recovery for the Centurions.
Well, 2 fumbles have really hurt him.
Yeah.
I mean, one was a direct touchdown by Hurtado, forced by Craig, and Hurtado picked it up for a score. And there you have a turnover late in the half. When you're still in the game, you're still in contact at 19-0, you turn it over, and you give Cypress field position at your 35, and they take full advantage with that great passing combination of Ashcraft to Thompson. It's probably one of the better passing combinations in Orange County.
Absolutely is. Going to be should be a great season for Cypress, playing a tough league, the Empire League, very competitive league with Pacifica, who Coach Feldman thinks could be very much up there this year. Tustin, Valencia also in that league. There's a touchback. Santa Monica, 38.5 seconds to go, and at this point, I don't know if the Vikings want to do much.
Well, their game is running the football anyway, so you really shouldn't force a pass here. You got a long field. There's no reason to force it. You go back into the locker room and try to figure it out. And I think you're right, Darren. You run out the clock, you regroup, you try to pencil out what you want to do with the quarterback that's in there now. You know, the senior Philip Lopez is getting reps now, but he hasn't been getting the reps during the season. But with the injury, he's forced to play.
All right, so Lopez, let's see if he kneels or if he does hand off. He hands off, coming around the left side. Hicks going to be pushed back to about the 23 after a gain of 3. Denied that sideline.
Probably not a bad idea to give the ball to Hicks rather than kneel down. You got a home run hitter in Hicks who's capable of going the distance at any time, so why not at least give him an opportunity?
Rios on the tackle, 12 seconds to go. I believe that was our final play of the first half.
And that brings us to the end.
So a 7-0 second quarter for Cypress and a very sour 7-0 second quarter for Cypress if you're Santa Monica, because at worst should have been 0-0. You had a brilliant goal line stop, interception by Hicks in the end zone. Had the ball, an opportunity to make it a 2-score game, but or at the worst go in 3 scores, but instead Cypress capitalizes on a fumble recovery, their second of the game, and eventually goes for a 26-yard run by Thompson, who had a tremendous first half.
Yeah, he did everything. And I can't say enough about Ashcraft. He did have the one interception when Hicks got him in the end zone, and Brooks made some nice plays. He blocked that kick for Santa Monica. So Hicks and Donovan Parks did really well. But, you know, it's a team game. And right now, Cypress, the experience factor is huge, and that's shown through the first 24 minutes of action.
Halftime from Corsair Field. We'll step aside, let you enjoy the halftime festivities here at Santa Monica College. All Cypress in half number 1, 26-0. And we'll come back as you watch Santa Monica and Cypress on liveplaysports.tv.
Booking a math tutoring session has never been easier until now. Visit our website today and book your first hour free. Start by choosing your location and the type of session that you'd like. Select your tutor, followed by the date and time that suits your schedule best. Then just fill out our simple booking form with your contact information and click Request Booking. You'll then receive a tentative confirmation email from us, followed by a final confirmation. And that's it. See you there.
That's the 6th starter knocked out of action this season. 2 games. Well, the heartbreaker was the other kid, Peyton Thomas, got knocked out in the second play of the first game.
Well, the heartbreaker in this one is Leo. I mean, Leo could have done some actions.
Last week was here, right?
Peyton Thomas was blown for a 12, I thought. He got hit right on the He got hit right here.
Snapped his finger. In half, clean.
If you saw the tape, you see it break. The only thing I did was maybe it was football fans. This game blew up. Football was not like this.
famous Samo marching band. Tonight's featured section, the Samo band, the flute and trumpet. Hey, Emily Sandoval, happy birthday! Boosters want to thank the Bike Shop, Santa Monica, serving Ocean Park, and all parts of Santa Monica for 12 years. Find them on Main Street. The West Side Viking Youth Football Program. Teaching scholar athletes to see it through. Booster Club acknowledges these businesses and families for their generous support. Honor Skinnell. Nakamura Watcher family. Regina Jackson. Bennett Hall Partners. The Greco family. The law offices of March and Bennett. The Green family. The David family. The Black family. Neil Morley. Mayor Ted Winterer.
Hey, one line, let's go.
Neil Daniels.
Let's go, let's go, let's go! Neox, ready, go! Wait!
Thank you.
Go! Hurry up!
We're good, we got another 2 minutes.
Spread it out! Spread it out! Let's go!
Spread out, spread down, spread down, come on, come on. Spread down, guys, and guys, get some room. Come on.
Enjoy the dinner. Restaurant.
Hurry up, spread out. Money runs. Ready to go.
2508 Main Street. Between
Going back. Ready to go.
for a great dinner. Enjoy Ashland Hill.
Butt kickers. Ready to go. Go. Going back. Ready to go.
Booking a math tutoring session has never been easier until now. Visit our website today and book your first hour free. Start by choosing your location and the type of session that you'd like. Select your tutor, followed by the date and time that suits your schedule best. Then just fill out our simple booking form with your contact information and click Request Booking. You'll then receive a tentative confirmation email.
All right, back live here at Corsair Field at Santa Monica College. Cypress taking it to my alma mater, Santa Monica, 26-0. Randy Rosenblum sitting next to me here. Darren Preston with you right here on liveplaysports.tv. And Randy, after 3 quick scores here in the ballgame for Cypress, 19-0 after 1, Santa Monica had several opportunities to, at least at the very worst, maintain that deficit, maybe get on the scoreboard, cut it to 2, but goal line stance, interception, but an absolute backbreaker of a final 2 minutes, giving the ball away again. And Cypress, they've been rolling this entire first 24 minutes.
Yeah, they really have. And not only did they give the football away, they gave it away at their 35-yard line. And it was a short field that made it easy for Ashcraft and Thompson to operate in that dynamic passing combination, hooked up for another score. And you know, not only you're struggling a little bit defensively because of the execution level and the performance of all those veterans for Cypress, offensively you have a quarterback in there that has had very few repetitions. Injuries has depleted the quarterback position. Lopez is in there now, and he's trying to get his feet wet. And it's just difficult. They have really no passing game. They're limited to a running game, so there's not a lot of options for Coach Lambert to do some things I'm sure he'd like to do. So he's got to, you know, just swallow the bitter pill right now, try to execute that running game, and just try to get a flow to his offense. I don't think you're concerned about coming back and winning the game. If that happens, that's fabulous.
Yeah, you got to get something positive.
You just want to try to win the second half, and if it's enough to win the game, that's a bonus. But come out, play well, just learn your offense and start to move the ball.
A couple of touchdown passes for the Cypress quarterback, Alex Ashcraft. 70-yard reception to Peterson, and then Thompson had that one right down the sidelines, about 20 yards out to end the first half. Beautiful touchdown run as well for Peterson, and then the fumble recovery for a touchdown about 26 yards out early in the game for Hurtado. 2-point conversion failed on the second touchdown, hence the 26-0 score through 24 minutes of play. Worse yet, Randy, Cypress is going to get the ball first in the second half. So this is going to be another tough early test for Santa Monica to get a quick stop, get the ball back, and like you mentioned, you're not concerned with a victory at this point. You're concerned about making some positive plays and having a solid second half.
Yeah, you want to get
build
better
on going into Compton next week.
Yeah, you just want to get better. And Compton's a very winnable game. That's a program that's not as strong, certainly, as Cypress. So you're really scrimmaging a really good football team tonight in Cypress, and you're being tested. I think at times the defense came up big. I mean, Hicks made some terrific plays, and there were others who contributed. Donovan Parks had that wonderful block. So there's some positives to build on defensively. Let's see what they can do offensively in the second half to build some momentum for next week's Compton game.
Santa Monica kicking here to begin the second half. And on a high liner, the ball will be fielded by Thompson at the 10, up to the 20, straight up the middle of the field, out to the 35. Great kick return, beats another man, tripped up by his own man, and finally runs out of bounds about the 44. 34-yard kick return.
Well, you just hold your breath every time Dominic Thompson gets his hands on the football. He scored a couple touchdowns in the first half, and he nearly was able to break that one, but he sets his offense up outside the 40-yard line. And again, field position a plus for Cypress.
All right, so the Centurions will go to work again, up 26-0 to start the second half. Still not a lot of touchdown in the 2017 season, and Vikings yet to put points on the board. Got shut out last week by Segerstrom on this field, 39-0. So again, looking to get some positive things going in the second half, heading into week 3. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left, pass to the short side. That is going to be dropped by Rios. Probably the first bad thing that's really happened for them tonight.
Yeah, Rios, I think, was thinking about running before he caught the ball. It was not a great throw. It was low. It was not an easy catch, but it's a ball I'm sure that Elias Rios would tell you he should have caught.
So from the 43, 2nd and 10. Alex Ashcraft, now 7 touchdown throws on the season. Good feet, rolls to his left, had a man just a little too tall on the left there. Left side of the field for Wally Patterson.
Yeah, Ashcraft just a little bit off here to start the 3rd quarter. The pass to Rios, as I said, was catchable, but it was not perfect. It really wasn't that well thrown, and that one was a misfire because his receiver, Patterson, was available.
May have had some yards after the catch. Instead, it's 3rd and 10. And it looks like we are going to have an early timeout. Interesting, not 30 seconds into the second half on a 3rd and 10. Cypress wants to talk things over. First time out of the second half.
Like Rick wants to get into his football team, Rick Feldman. He doesn't want him to let down. And we talked about how perfect they were in the first half offensively, how everything flowed. Well, here, just on the first couple plays, they looked a little out of sync. And like I said, the quarterback's been off. His pass is not on target, and normally he's very reliable and very accurate. So he just wants to gather his guys down, get them composed, and say, hey, we may be up 26-0, but we want to win every down. Let's play a little bit more efficient football like we're capable of playing.
Reminder, game tonight brought to you by Prima Vista Tutoring Solutions. New kind of tutoring. It reaches kids where they are using today's technology. All online sessions are done by Skype, and the session is recorded so the student can go back and review at a later time. Remember, your first hour is free. One-on-one group, in-home, and online tutoring. That's Prima Vista Tutoring Solutions. Check them out online, primaVistaTutoring.com. 3rd and 10 out of the timeout. Ashcraft shotgun again, rolling to his left, now looking down the center field. Ball is going to be caught, bobbled for a second, and Rios, great concentration on the catch right at the 33-yard line for a gain of 24. Had it, lost it, and then finally brought it in again.
Looked like Melvin Hicks was going to get an interception. Watch number 3. He thinks he's going to get a pick here. He's right there, set up
Double
for the interception,
yep.
And then Rios knocked it over to himself. Watch how he just batted it to himself. Like you mentioned, the concentration, that's just awareness on the football field, and that's a big-time reception. That's a receiver helping his quarterback.
Back a split, short side of the field, beats one man, Thompson does, and out of bounds, but again, first down yardage for the Centurions. Been there all night.
Well, they're just going to have no answer for that passing combination. Ashcraft gets that ball out of there so quickly, you can't get a pass rush on him. It's just a 3-step drop and the ball's gone, and Thompson's getting open.
That's been their running game tonight, you know, the short throws that side of the field. Gain of 9. 2nd and 1, shotgun again, Ashcraft. Double clutch there, got a man in the end zone. Pylon area, incomplete. Boy, nice pass and almost worked. Just incomplete there in the far corner. Dominic Thompson again.
He caught it, but he makes a great adjustment on the ball. Had to turn around and get it. Fabulous adjustment. Did catch it in bounds, but you love his ability to go up and get it, and he shows the officials he caught it. Unfortunately for him, he was out of bounds. But that was wonderful adjusting in the air by Dominic Thompson.
3rd and 1 from the 24-yard line of Samo High.
Well, they had it down to play with, so they went for all of it. Now it's, like you said, 3rd and short. We'll see if they feed that big fullback Hurtado.
One receiver to either side. Throw to the right side, caught by Rios. First down at the 17. Again, this has been Cypress's running game tonight. These short throws in the flat. They've used the long side of the field, the short side to Thompson. And another first down, 16-yard line.
Shows you the mentality, too. At 3rd and 1, you got a guy like Hurtado who's physical enough to pick it up. But they have so much confidence in the passing game, just a simple slant to Rios to get the yardage.
Spot the ball at the 17. 90 seconds gone in the half. Cypress on the move, up 26-0 here, third quarter. Shotgun. And a little play action up the middle. Got a man for a touchdown. That is going to be number 3, Wally Patterson III. The senior gets his 3rd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, he was wide open. You know, again, when you flood all these different areas and spread you out, you got this young secondary, somebody's going to get missing assignment, and that's exactly what happened. He's unguarded. You know, you're going to see Ashcraft just look up, and there's nobody around number 3. He's alone. And there's a walk in the park into the end zone.
17-yard
hurdle at the end,
there.
but,
Yep.
but easy touchdown in that passing game. So efficient.
Crenshaw holds for Detmer, and that is good, 33-0. So 70-yard reception, 17-yard reception, 19-yard run on the ground. 3 touchdowns for Wally Patterson, and the 3rd touchdown pass for Ashcraft. And Cypress is in cruise control early in the 3rd quarter, 33-0.
Yeah, they've met every challenge, both offensively and defensively. They controlled the football game, and it's tough for the Vikings. You know, you're on your home field, and you really want to play well in front of your home folks. But these injuries have really curtailed their offense. You know, you're playing with backup quarterbacks and some backups all around the field. And like I said, there's a couple guys that have really stepped up, but it's really difficult.
Yeah, 6 players now going back to last week, so that's
really
a big chunk of your team right there. And this early in the year, and all you can hope for again is to get some positive things going, get healthy in between weeks 2 and 3 as best as possible. And Santa Monica has Compton next week.
That's a very winnable game, as I said. So again, they'll be playing a team more on their playing field, their level. And this is a very good Cypress team, which is Division 9, and I mentioned that earlier. And Santa Monica is a Division 10 school.
Kick return, and not yet down there is Hicks trying to keep his feet. Parks, rather. Number 5 across the 20.
He's shaking up a little bit, and that's the fabulous sophomore. Changing his field, you know, you see him lower his head and shoulder into one would-be tackler. That's just a fabulous effort by the sophomore, and he stumbled down. But what an effort by the young, talented wide receiver, kick returner, Donovan Parks. And that's all you need is another injury. Yeah,
absolute last thing you want to see right now. This has been a big problem for Santa Monica in the first game and a half plus of the season. And Donovan Parks, of course, a big chunk of this team, as you pointed out. Sophomore. Great player.
Yeah, and it looked like an innocent play, too. I mean, he tripped coming down the field. There was nobody really around him when he went down, but you never know. Let's just hope for the best for the young Donovan Parks.
Again, looked at 3 individuals around him right now. 10:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. And again, the goals right now for Santa Monica to, first and foremost, avoid this kind of thing the rest of the way, and maybe get some plays going and build going into week 3. But again, the last thing you want to see. So let's see if Parks can get up here.
Well, they're stretching that left leg out. Hopefully it's a cramp. But let's see, it's a good sign that he's getting up there. Let's see if he can put any weight on the leg.
Yeah, he's gonna get some assistance coming off.
I sense it's a cramp, you know, so if that's the case, you know, it's a warm night. You got to get a lot of fluid in the body, and, you know, that's the best case scenario, that if it's a cramp, you know, he can, if he doesn't come back, at least he's going to be healthy. But right now he's hurting a little bit because cramps are painful.
All right, Vikings will have it on the 19. First and 10, 10:06. Lopez, backup quarterback. He's been in there but for a few plays tonight. Took over for the injured starting quarterback for Samo. There's a handoff up the middle. Going to be met. Tony Dancy is going to be brought down.
By number 61. No gain on that play, makes it second down.
Call it no gain, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they were in the backfield in a hurry. Damer got in there 51, and he's a load. He built low to the ground, and he broke up the play. That interior has struggled to block that defensive front four so far tonight.
Lopez handoff, off guard. Nice little footwork there again by Dancy, trying to get to the edge. Very strong guy who can fight off some would-be tacklers. Does a nice job there.
And now Dancy's slow to get up. I think he's going to be okay, but if you're the coaching staff of Santa Monica, you're shaking your head for so many reasons. Things are not going your way. And every time a player goes to the ground, you're holding your breath, hoping he's going to be okay. And fortunately, Dancy, who was hit hard, is to the sideline and appears to be 100%.
Nice run there for Dancy. 3rd down and 2 up to the 28-yard line. And a handoff going nowhere that time. That'll be a loss of 1, looks like. Acosta with the carry and brought down immediately. Luke Portanueve, who actually had one of Ashcraft's touchdown throws last week. He was one of the 5 targets, got in the end zone. He makes a defensive stop here, getting Samo into a 4th down situation.
Yeah, Luke, number 80, came off the edge and penetrated. They knew they were going to run the football on 3rd and a couple, and he was there to hold them to no gain. Now, you know, you wonder, because Dancy's the punter. So who's going to punt the football if Tony can't do it? So now you got to, well, you got a backup punter in there now.
Probably snap from the 28. Thompson standing on his own 39. Penalty flag, pre-snap penalty here. It's going on Samo. And it'll be a delay of game. Move it back 5.
Well, Dancy's back in there, so that's a good sign. He's going to punt the football.
Ball now snap from the 23. Dancy bobbles it and not going to get it off. Going down around the 14-yard line.
Well, mistakes, and disappointing for Tony, and certainly disappointing for the youthful Santa Monica Vikings. And they give up great field position here to Cypress. This is a case where it just slipped through his hands. It's a good snap.
Yep.
He had no reason not to catch it, and just a lack of concentration, and I'm sure Tony's disappointed.
Hurtado making the tackle, not allowing the punt to get away. So Cypress in the red zone yet again. Spot the ball in the 15, 1st and 10. Fading back to pass. Ashcraft has his man on the right sideline, up to about the 4-yard line, out of bounds goes J.J. DePazio for Cypress.
Well, J.J. looked like Rios or Thompson. He got wide open. And again, the plethora of receivers that are on hand for Cypress, and Ashcraft, who didn't have his A game going on the first series of downs, appears to be now composed again and in rhythm and hitting all his targets.
Gain of 11. Spot the ball on the 4-yard line. There it is, 1st and goal. 7.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Cypress already running away with the ball game, looking for more. Ashcraft fades back to pass, got plenty of time, rolling out now, throws, got a man in the back of the end zone, but overshoots his man. Incomplete, and that was intended for DePazio again. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 4. Hicks on the coverage.
Kind of surprised that Ashcraft didn't run.
Yep, had time and grass.
Yeah, he had, like you said, the green grass in front of him, and didn't have a whole lot of availability in the secondary with his receivers, and he did have that opportunity. But, you know, he's not a big guy, and I'm sure that the coaching staff does not want him to take hits. So he unloaded the football.
2nd and goal from the 4. Out of the gun, as he has been most of the night. Got a man on a crossing pattern, but a little bit too much out in front. The 3rd and goal. Ball intended that time for Crenshaw.
Yeah, he was open. That's one that we'd like to have back. That was a pass that normally is threaded in there for a score by Ashcraft. Just rushed it a little bit.
That's a timing play, and just a little bit too out in front of Crenshaw, bringing up a 3rd and goal from the 4. Samuel's been in this situation before and gotten a stop. 7:17 to go. Ashcraft rolling left, has a little bit of running room. This time he'll take it himself. Looks like he's across the goal line. He is on the quarterback keeper. And a touchdown run for Alex Ashcraft on the keeper.
Well, that was there before, and that time he elected to take it and take the hit. And this was a play where he was designed to throw it first, but again, nobody was available, and he just said, you know, I'm going to go for it. And he put the head down, and the little guy was able to get into the end zone. You love the determination, even with a big lead, willing to take the hit because he wanted that touchdown.
Ian Detmer back on there to go for the PAT. The snap, the hold, and the kick is right down the middle. It is 40-0 in favor of Cypress. And again, not that you can necessarily point to one particular thing in the ball game that made the difference. Cypress got off to such a quick start, but I think if there was one play, it was at 19-0, and Santa Monica had the ball late in the first half and gave up another score, and it hasn't been a ball game
Yeah,
since.
the one play being the fumble where they turned it over, and quickly Cypress got a touchdown on the pass from Ashcraft to Thompson. You know, but I even go back to, you know, the first drive of the ball game where, you know, Dancy gives you a good run and you're set up to pick up a first down, and then you cough it up and it's picked up for an early touchdown and by Hurtado, and that set the tone. That immediately set the tone for Cypress, and they haven't looked back. Disappointment, though. You know, you want to play better in your second week, but I think you got to attribute a lot of this, Darren, to the great play of Cypress. You can point to mistakes, and certainly there's been mistakes by the Vikings, but really this is a very impressive Cypress team, and you got to think in Division IX they're going to have a chance. You know, they really throttled Woodbridge last week, and it wasn't close there either, 36-3. They're just a really good football team.
Yeah, 10th anniversary of their championship back in 2007. Maybe they can make a run again. Division IX, gonna have a tough schedule in the Empire League, but they certainly have the players on the field. They can compete with anybody. Santa Monica back to work. Up the middle for minimal net yardage for Dancy.
Well, Dancy figures to have a good year. He's a very fine football player. Sure, he's disappointed tonight with his team down by 40 and no real help around him. I mean, now you have Parks out of the game because he had the apparent leg cramps. I gave him a guy on the perimeter that could help out. And so there's really not a lot of guys to help out. Hicks certainly is a very good football player, number 3, but where are they going to go other than number 24? He's been the bulk of their offense.
Turned out to be a little more than initially looked. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Lopez this time out of the gun. Looks short field to his left, in and out of the hands of Hicks. Would have been at the first down marker.
Well, you can get your receivers hurt, though, when you throw it high like that. The ball was thrown high, and Rios was right there tremendous hit as the ball was delivered. Terrific defensive back Rios, the same guy who's been catching passes on offense for Cypress. He timed that perfectly.
3rd and 5 from the 25. Lopez this time from the T. I formation, one receiver left and right. There's a flip to Dancy to the right, well shy of first down yardage. Caleb Craig in on the play, as well as number 51, Bara Dahmer. So Samo will try to actually get the punt off this time with Dancy standing at the 16-yard line. Thompson again back at the 39. Ball is on the ground. Dancy, though, this time will get it away. All things considered, this will be a fantastic punt. Wow. Bounce at the 25, goes all the way back to the 17-yard line. That was a heck of a punt, but again, a Viking is down. Is that Dancy?
I believe it is.
No?
That ball goes down on the 16-yard line with a tremendous punt. And the
So it isn't Dancy.
Boy, that is a heck of a punt of approximately 56 yards.
That's Saldano, and it is a cramp when they stretch it out like that. And again, that's so painful. It's not serious, but it hurts. And you see they got the bottled water out there. And get Eduardo some liquid, and he'll come to the sideline. He's got to stretch that leg out. Eduardo Saldana, who's a junior, and playing hard on the punt team.
Yeah, Dancy, indeed, is an all-around player on the field. Yes. That's a 56-yard punt. And a lot of it, of course, was on the roll. But I'll tell you, the ball, obviously, the bat snapped that time. And he was able to pick it up, get rid of it, and get that 56-yard punt. And we'll see about Saldana here. But 5:16 to go, 40-0 Cypress.
And I would imagine if this score holds up when we get to the fourth quarter, we're going to have a running clock. Get to 40-0, yep. You have the running clock in high school football. So, in fact, the coaches, if they elected to do it, could do it earlier if they want. I've seen running clocks as early as the late second quarter in a city game with Carson and Arleta. There's Eduardo getting help to the sideline. Again, it's a cramp.
Not a bad idea to get that running clock going ASAP in a situation like this. Just want to get out with any more injuries.
Yeah, that's true. But again, the coaches also want to get their players experience, so you got to balance the two. But again, most of these are cramps because of the heat. It's a warm evening. Again, there is an ocean breeze, and by the rest of Southern California standards, it's cool, but it's still warm here.
All right, after that 56-yard punt, Cypress will go to work from the 17. Ashcraft in shotgun formation. Santa Monica showing blitz. Throw to the left, pass complete at the 21. Up to the 35, 40, 45 getting to the sideline out at about the 47. That's a gain of about 30 right there for Cypress.
Well, again, the passing game, spreading it around. Terrific move there in the deep secondary and off down the sideline.
He's used several receivers tonight. Officially a gain of 28 in the air. Another outstanding night in week number 2 for Alex Ashcraft. 3 touchdown passes. There's a fumble and recovered by Santa Monica. Dennis Acosta with the recovery.
Well, you have a new quarterback in the game and Noah Carter, and not a clean exchange, and turn the football over. That's going to happen. Ashcraft probably done for the night. And here's a real opportunity for the Vikings. They'll start at the 45. Good field position, obviously. You're not going to win the game, but try to get a first down. Then try to get a touchdown. Get on the board. Get some confidence. more fun when you're playing winning football, but you got to do it, as I said earlier, one play at a time.
Now's a good time to start improving. Only a couple of first downs tonight for the Vikings. But, see what they can do in Cypress territory here. Handoff, and going down for a loss. Loss of a couple of yards on the ground. Hicks is dropped. Jackson on the tackle. 2nd and 13 after the loss of 3 from the 48-yard line.
Yeah, I just want to get Hicks to the point of the attack because he hits the hole so quickly. He's got some shake to him. He can break the big play. But again, Cypress up to the task. That defense has been nails all evening long.
4 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. All Cypress all night long. High formation, 2 receivers, 1 to the left and right. Little bootleg action, and again, short yardage there, maybe a yard or 2 on the keeper for Lopez.
Yeah, and you got to love how Cypress runs to the football, because that's an occasion where Santa Monica did execute it. And the quarterback Lopez made a beautiful ball fake, but the Centurions held their ground and limited to a short gain, and it's going to be very long. Yeah.
So call it no gain after on that 2nd down play. It'll be a 3rd down and 13, and a penalty flag to boot. So take the penalty. And Santa Monica is moving back.
Yeah, you want to take yardage, especially when your defense has outplayed the offense. They feel so confident that, you know, normally if you have a 3rd and 12, they say, forget that, we'll take the 2nd and 25 or 28 or whatever it's going to be. They have so much confidence in their defense to get the stop. They'll give the Vikings the extra down.
So a spot foul moves it back 11 more. So 2nd and 24. Little play action coming this way. Lopez floats it out of bounds. It's busted play.
Yeah, might have held on to it a little bit too long, but he was not confident that his receiver was breaking open in the clear. So then he felt the heat and just tossed it out of bounds. But again, Cypress has all the confidence in the world that they can slow down this offensive attack. What at least we're seeing here in the 3rd quarter is the Vikings opening it up a little bit. They're going to the air. They're not exclusively on the ground. So they're trying to get a little bit more diversified offensively.
3rd and 26 from the 39. Got to get to the other 35. And off Dancy right at midfield. Just drop there, bring up a 4th and 15. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Boy, Tony's exhausted. Another great run, and took his time getting up. You know, he's carried it so many times tonight. It shows you how great a condition he is in, Tony Dancy. Even though he's been dinged up, he's gone out there and made some great punts, and he's run the ball very, very well. He's not going to punt it this time because he's exhausted and gone to the sideline, but the guy's obviously in great shape normally. Tony Dancy.
Will Ayala in the punt for Santa Monica, gets it away from his own 40, and the ball will be received from the 16, making a couple of men miss. This is Thompson out to near midfield, about the 47. So a nice return of about 30 yards. Thompson all over the field tonight.
Well, you see him running downfield, but the reason he was able to run downfield is a line drive kick. And the on-rushing guys coming down, they're trying to get him, just didn't have time. And he had a great path in front of him because of the how low that kick was, although they're going to have an illegal block that'll bring it back. But you got to get more elevation on those punts. When Dancy was punting the ball, he had tremendous hang time. That time it was a line drive kick, and it was very returnable.
Out on the gate, the nice run again by Thompson. .2:15 to go in the 3rd. A couple of minutes. Should indeed have that running clock in the fourth quarter with this score. Ball game has well been decided. A couple of nice wins to start the year for Cypress. They have not given up a touchdown in the early season.
They've been dominant. They've been absolutely a terrific team.
Looked like a false start there for Cypress. Wallaby hung on to this backup quarterback for the Centurions, Noah Carter, sophomore, running out of bounds. Well, it looked like a false start to me.
Well, they're letting them play here, and no penalty flag called. And Carter's got quick feet. He might be even faster than the starting signal caller, Alex Ashcraft, but obviously not as experienced and doesn't throw it as well, but Carter certainly can run with the football.
5'11", 165 is the sophomore quarterback. Two receivers at the right. Carter fakes the handoff, throws out to the flat, ball caught across the 40. And that's Brandon Nunez.
Boy, it doesn't matter who they put in there.
Incredible.
Reserves, whoever
Ton
comes
of
on
options.
hand,
Yep.
they just all do the job.
This team certainly has depth. And receivers, certainly an example of that. We've gone to many tonight.
Just plug them in that spread offense and they go to work.
Called 2nd and 1 from the just inside the 42. So it's more like a yard and a half here. Shotgun for Carter. And a handoff, plenty of room right up the middle to Cameron Rapetti, the ball carrier, a junior, and across midfield for the easy first down. I'll tell you, had a big opening up the middle there.
Yeah, Isaac Kim up front, 77, throwing a key block, and you just get the sense now that defense a little deflated and that offense truly pumped up, feeling great about themselves. And no matter who's plugged in for Cypress, they're getting off the ball and they're playing hard and they're playing very effectively.
45 seconds, third quarter. Handoff coming right side, change direction across the 40, 35, tripped up. Otherwise, he may be going all the way to the 31, where he is down. And that's number 23 for Cypress. Centurions deep into their bench.
Well, it's
Christian Gonzalez is his name.
You talk about a depth chart. They're all getting in now. I mean, and that's why you brought them on the trip. You got a lead of 40-0. Why not let everybody play at this juncture?
Clock rolling. Go under 30 seconds in the third. 1st and 10 from the 32. And in motion. Carter, of course, no rush. Shotgun, 3-step drop. Goes to his left. Throws downfield. Could be picked. It is. Intercepted for the second time tonight by Sam Ojai. And that's number 28, Cameron Bennett.
Well, that's the second turnover for Cypress with Carter in at quarterback. And he forced this pass into traffic. And you see there's two defenders back there, and Cameron Bennett of Santa Monica makes a nice play. Some pressure on Carter, and he just threw that one up for grabs. That was not a good decision, but it was a wonderful play in the secondary by Bennett.
With 9.8 to go in the third quarter, Santa Monica gets its 4th turnover of the night. Couple of picks. Thought that first pick, maybe Samo would have gotten something going there late in the second quarter, but it was just not meant to be tonight. You get a nice pick here from Bennett, senior. Got the 9-yard line, handoff up the middle, up to about the 14 as time will run out in the third quarter. That's Acosta, the last ball carrier of the third quarter. Well, 12 minutes to play in this one. It's all Cypress tonight, 40-0. 14-0 in that third quarter. Cypress on its way to 2-0 to start the year. Santa Monica looking for some points for the first time in 2017. We'll see about the final 12 minutes as you watch on liveplaysports.tv.
Booking a math tutoring session has never been easier until now. Visit our website today and book your first hour free. Start by choosing your location and the type of session that you'd like. Select your tutor, followed by the date and time that suits your schedule best. Then just fill out our simple booking form with your contact information and click Request Booking. You'll then receive a tentative confirmation email from us, followed by a final confirmation. And that's it. See you there.
Take a look at really the great bands across the country. The Santa Monica High Marching Band won numerous awards over the years. 12 minutes to go in this one. Vikings have it 2nd and 6 from the 14-yard line. Now going left to right. Lopez throw out into the flat, ball caught at the 15-yard line. Justin Platt on the reception.
Well, this is going to bode well for Santa Monica in weeks to come. The fact that they're learning the passing game. It's a learning experience at this point in the contest, and they're spreading the ball out a little bit more now, and they're starting to get a little bit more confidence in the air.
Third down and 5. Got to get to the 20-yard line. Under center, Lopez. Little play action, rolling to his right. Got a man open. It would have been a first down, but the ball is in and out of the hands of Melvin Hicks.
Yeah. Catchable ball, but it wasn't an easy grab. But again, they're working on the passing game. And as time moves forward,
running clock.
It'll get better. Yeah, it is a running clock, and that's what happens in the fourth quarter when you're down 40. It'll be a quick quarter.
So Tony Dancy back in there to punt. Ayala punted last series, standing about the 6-yard line. High snap. And a low kick, takes a bounce at the 36, and wisely Cypress will get out of the way. Let it roll. It rolls to the 45. So that will be a 40-yard punt for Dancy. Had a 56-yard punt in the third quarter.
See, even though they're exchanging the ball here, the clock is running. So you're almost in real time here. So that's what happens with the running clock. Now, the only time they'll stop it is, for a legitimate timeout or an injury.
Cypress will get it here with 9:50 to go in the fourth from its own 45. I'd love to see the Vikings get something positive offensively before it's all said and done tonight. See, got 9+ minutes. Had some nice plays on the other side of the ball. Handoff up the middle, across into Samo territory, changing direction down the sideline. 20-15-10, 5 touchdown. Christian Gonzalez, 55-yard touchdown run.
Terrific speed. Once he got into the meat of that defense, he was able to take it the distance. There's a nice cut to the outside right there. And that's the cut, and then he's gone. I mean, you're not going to catch him on the sideline. He is fleet of foot, and for a backup player like Gonzalez, this is a wonderful moment.
Yep, just called his name for the first time all night a couple of minutes ago. And again, much of the bench has long been in there for Cypress, and they've been impressive. Running clock, of course. PAT good by Detmer, 47-0. It's been a very disappointing first 2 weeks at home for the Vikings. They'll be at home again next week against Compton.
Well, that's going to be a sweet bus ride back home for the boys of Cypress. Winning on the road is always great, and when you can win like this with really no stress, you're really going to enjoy that bus ride home. And they were concerned coming in and talking to Rick Feldman and his coaching staff. They liked what they saw on film from Santa Monica. They thought this was going to be a real challenge. So I think they're surprised that how dominant they've been tonight, and certainly they got to be very pleased.
So Detmer will kick off yet again. Clock rolling here in the fourth quarter. And the kick, kind of a high liner, caught about the 6-yard line and up to around the 25 thereabouts. That'll be Cy Buniog with the kick return. First time we've called his name tonight. He is a senior 130-pounder. And the Vikings will have it 1st and 10 for the 25, under 7 minutes. And again, would love to see the Vikings march down the field. And just have not been able to get it going on this side of the ball all night. One reason or another. And there have been several things you can point out, of course, but another opportunity here. Shotgun for Lopez, short side of the field, and there's a drop ball. Not the easiest plays to make. There have been some drops tonight and some questionable passes, of course. That one for Hicks.
Well, Hicks is the big play guy out there with Donovan Parks shaken up, and this is a ball that's just not on target. And a tough one for Hicks to try to grab. It wasn't a terrible throw, but it's not where you want to throw it, and I'm sure that the senior quarterback, Philip Lopez, would like to have that one back.
Lopez out of the gun, 4-man front, 3-step drop, looking down the field, got Hicks open, ball caught at the 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, Hicks, touchdown, Santa Monica. Well, I was looking for something positive late in the game out of this team, and we got it. First points of the season for Samo High on a 75-yard touchdown strike. Lopez the Hicks, and the Vikings are on the board for the first time in 2017.
Well, Philip Lopez has to feel much better about things. Hicks got wide open down that sideline, an easy score on a streak pattern. He blew by the defense, and he was long gone. And after an errant pass before, that time Philip Lopez had it right on the money. Hicks celebrates. Boy, that feels good for Santa Monica. They're going to drop the football game, but now they're starting to learn how to throw the football. So when they play Compton next week, they'll have that running attack and a little bit better passing game to go with it, and some confidence on the offense.
Ton of potential for Melvin Hicks, a junior. We have seen him now make plays on both sides of the ball. Going for 2, and it is in there. However, a flag does go up.
Boy, the offensive line there blew him off the ball in a big hole to run through for Tony Dancy, but let's see if it stands. And all the while, the clock continues to run because it's bigger than a 40-point lead.
Yeah, that's going on Santa Monica. So negate the conversion, so 47-6. After the play, all right. So it happened after the fact, personal foul. Initial ruling was no good, but after the fact, so the PAT is good, or the 2-point conversion rather is good. And it's 47-8.
Well, you feel good about the hole there that was exposed. That offensive line really did a job. So it's amazing how one play can get yourself some confidence, then boom, on the ensuing 2-point conversion, a big hole for Tony Dancy to run through.
Santa Monica will kick it away for just the second time tonight.
The clock's winding down quickly, though. We're down to 2.5 minutes. It's still running through all this celebration and the kickoff.
Well, it'll be kicked away and fair caught on a kneel down there. Good move for 37. No need to run it back at this point. And I suspect Cypress to just keep it on the ground, but it kind of seems funny to say that because the running game has been those short throws tonight, so we'll see if...
Well, they did have that big burst from Christian Gonzalez just a couple minutes ago. And right now, it doesn't matter if you pass or throw. The clock's going to run.
The clock's going to run. Yeah,
but there's no difference. So it's not like you're, rubbing it in if you throw the ball because, it runs either way.
The $1:45 here, first down. I believe you could run the clock out if you just sit on it, but they're going to hand it off. Around the edge, leaning forward. And on the carry, it will be Gino Santo, the junior, up to the 44.
And again, you bring all these kids on the trip, let them play, give Gino an opportunity to handle it. Maybe he'll make a big play and have something to talk about on the ride home.
2nd and 6 at the 44, approaching a minute to go in this one. At the very least, we could say Santa Monica is on the board this year. Positive play, nice throw, nice catch. Hicks had a couple of outstanding plays tonight on both sides. And maybe something positive, to take into week 3. First and foremost, got to get healthy. A handoff across midfield. And that's Cameron Rapetti, who has played a big chunk of the second half. Plays of these starters. 40 seconds to go.
Now one more play and it should be over. And you're right. Again, this does build some depth for Cypress. A lot of their second and third teamers have an opportunity to play in the back half and get a lot of reps. And it'll help them in their very competitive league. In a very good league, the Empire League.
Well, no need to snap it again. This thing is over. They're going to let it wind out. Two teams will shake hands down the 50-yard line. And it'll end 47-8 tonight as Cypress goes to 2-0, Santa Monica 0-2. But the Vikings, something a little positive to take into next week's home game against Compton. There were some nice moments tonight for the Vikings. Had a couple of great interception plays. Had that 75-yard touchdown pass. But right from the get-go, Cypress, you got to be so impressed with what they are able to do on both sides of the field, all over the field.
Well, they scored 19 points in the first quarter and really never looked back. They created a big turnover, and Hurtado returned it for a touchdown. And their quarterback was very masterful throwing the football in the first half, Alex Ashcraft. And, the game was really over at halftime. But in the second half, you're right, Santa Monica made some plays. Defensively, they battled all night long, and then you had the extraordinary pass and catch from Philip Lopez to Melvin Hicks, which was a thing of beauty. And you like the fact that it came at the end of the game, Darren, because now they can talk about that. They leave the stadium with a good taste in their mouth, even though they lost, and you never like to, have a loss. But they come out with a big play at the very tail end of the contest, and that gives them some confidence going into Compton next week.
Well, a big thank you to Prima Vista Tutoring Solutions for helping us get on the air tonight. And, of course, a big thank you to our producer, Darren Thomas. And good working with you tonight, Randy, from Santa Monica College.
Yeah, and congratulations coming back to your alma mater. You didn't give them any luck, though. I know you went to high school at
yeah, somewhere deep down inside, a tough night here. But we're hopeful the Vikings can continue to get healthy and improve down the stretch. And, of course, all the best to Cypress as well in the Empire League this year. That'll do it for us from Corsair Field here at Santa Monica College. Final score tonight, Cypress 47, Santa Monica 8, Cypress 2-0, Samo 0-2. For Randy Rosenblum, I'm Darren Preston. Thanks so much, everybody. You've been watching Santa Monica and Cypress from SMC on LivePlaySports.tv. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Booking a math tutoring session has never been easier until now. Visit our website today and book your first hour free. Start by choosing your location and the type of session that you'd like. Select your tutor, followed by the date and time that suits your schedule best. Then just fill out our simple booking form with your contact information and click Request Booking. You'll then receive a tentative confirmation email from us, followed by a final confirmation. And that's it. See you there.